kale being such a high antioxidant and also extremely high on the pH alkaline chart. Well, watercress is superior to that, and Swiss chard, bok choy.
What is it called? Oh, watercress.
Watercress.
Don't they come
Love
out like
it.
a prickly pear type looking,
Watercress? No, they're a green, leafy little bunch. They sell them in little bunches.
Okay. I'm thinking of something different then.
Yeah. A lot of Oriental food. Watercress and bok choy and even finely chopped Swiss chard is excellent in with the rice wraps. And wrap all that up, and very, very good. Very good. So, I've talked to about 80% of your diet needs to be alkaline, 20% needs to be acid, and that acid component is your grass-fed meat. Make sure that your meat is naturally raised. Eggs, that they are free range, that the chickens that laid them are humanely treated. They are able to, freely roam on the land. And so that's your 20%. Butter and the oils, coconut oil. Okay, so there's your 20%. So your 80% is going to be your vegetables and some fruits and some herbs. Green leafy vegetables, your cruciferous vegetables. And how cruciferous vegetables got their name as cruciferous vegetables? They have,
no, I'm not sure.
When you look at them really closely, the little flowers and stuff as they come off of there, they look like a crucifix.
Really?
And they're the vegetables that are the highest in sulfur, natural occurring sulfur. So even if you're allergic to sulfur, you can still eat high sulfur-based foods because that's what your immune system needs. Your immune system needs natural biochemical sulfur. These preferably are better to be, chopped and eaten raw, or organic raw and lightly steamed. My dad, when he was diagnosed with end-stage lymphoma, and they did not expect him to live very long. I was in Colorado and he was up in Washington State, and until I could get out of town, I just kind of walked around in a circle in the house for about 3 days. I cleared my schedule. I couldn't function, and it was like, whoa, I've got to get to my dad. And went up to Washington State, showed up with a ton of herbs, had some things sent from Mexico, the Laetrile and stuff and injectable shark cartilage that we needed. But my dad was such a trooper. I mean, with juicing, we were juicing cabbage. And what a trooper. He drank it down.
Wow.
In less than 60 days, he had a clean bill of health.
Well, hey, it was worth it then.
Really was. I mean, he didn't
me
do any
personally,
chemo.
I like cabbage, so I don't know, man. I mean,
I don't think he ever ate cabbage again after, having juice with.
No, I like cabbage, but cabbage don't like me along with cucumbers. So they don't like me.
Yeah.
But they're good.
So broccoli, and cauliflower, cabbage, garlic and onions. Those are also high sulfur. So, more of those foods in your diet as well. Okay. Sea vegetables. So that's your nori, your spirulinas. Okay, your algae. Sea vegetables. Let's see here. That would be included with that. All of your berries, lemons and limes. Lemons are acidic in their natural state, but when we take them into the body, they're alkaline. So, especially, lemons, I've talked about that before, is, a cup of hot water in the morning and the juice of a lemon. If you really like lemon, use a whole lemon. If you like lemon, but you don't want the pucker to it, but a half of one. Drink a couple cups of that first thing in the morning hot. And what that does is it really wakes up the digestive tract. It cleanses. It gets all of that kind of metabolic breakdown that's occurred during the night of sleeping. You got a question?
Not a question, but I do have my daughter, my youngest daughter, Tamara. She had listened to one of your shows. And so now every morning she does the lemon thing.
Does she? Very good.
Our
good
lemon
girl.
Bill has gone up.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You know, I mean, it's fine, but she's really gotten into that, and she makes sure every day she's got to be
feeling better. Does she comment about feeling better doing that?
No,
Well, one thing, she's young. How old is she?
19. Or 18, I'm 18. Sorry, almost 19.
Yeah, I mean, geez, remember how we felt when we were that age? It's like we were invincible.
Right, so she must have some
really energy. What's really good is when the young, the children and the teenagers learn this at an early age, because they do carry that on into their adult life.
Right.
And, it's like my little 9-year-old granddaughter, since she's been living at my home for over a year, she's really become quite the snob as far as, is it organic? If it's not, she will not eat it.
Right, because we finally wiped out the white flour.
Excellent.
Okay, so now we've switched over, so now that's the sugar and the flour. And
it's gone, and it takes a while to get that.
And I don't like white bread, so I've never been a, but I do like the whole wheat breads.
Right.
So I've always eaten that, so I didn't really have to change anything on that part. That was easy.
Because even the wheat, is largely genetically modified. Did you try like the Ezekiel or the Ezekiel?
No, I have not
Ezekiel
yet.
Bread or Essene?
I have not tried either one of those yet.
Okay,
but I will. If I can remember it.
They're sprouted grain breads, and they're very, very filling. You get sesame seeds and stuff in them, and you can get the sprouted with the seeds and the nuts in it.
Okay.
And, sometimes that as a piece of toast and some fluids, it's like poof.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty filling. But, a couple of eggs in the morning over easy, is a way to, some good source of protein. And then that sprouted grain bread, just one slice of it. It's very filling. And then, and that's only once in a while. Just once in a while when you're really feeling like, geez, I really like a piece of toast or, a piece of bread or something. And, there's more nutrients even on the outer, on the bread, the ends of the bread, where so many times the people throw them away, or kids don't like they like the crust cut off of the bread. There's more nutrients in the actual crust of the bread than there is inside of the bread. But you've got to make sure that you're having, bread that's not genetically modified. So a lot of the regular commercial breads, unless you get into something that is specifically, organic, is the only way to, to get around that. But it's, and that's why you use it just in a very small amount once in a while, because even, any of the grains are a trigger point for the inflammation. And the inflammation is what is the pain. Okay, so you get inflamed areas, and this is the best way to eliminate the other foods that I talked about, and then by adding these foods into the diet will make such a difference just by your food intake alone making a big difference in how you feel and certainly how you function. And if you're able to get feeling better just through your diet, you can slowly start reducing yourself, very slowly. If you're feeling really good, why take your pill?
Right.
And then letting your doctor know about it. Being a traditional naturopath, I certainly don't ever take anyone off of their medications. But what I help them to do is to feel good enough and be functioning good enough that when they do go in to see their medical doctor or their osteopath or physician assistant, that they're able to say, hey, I just don't seem to need as much of this medication anymore, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm feeling a lot better. And then the doctor will talk with you about reducing the medications that you're on, because some people out there are on some pretty serious things.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been on them for a long, long time.
Right.
So stopping anything quickly is really not advised because of the nature of some of the medications that they're on. Pretty serious stuff and highly addictive.
Oh, yeah.
As well. So lemons and limes, apples. An apple a day keeps the doctor away, for the main nutrients that are needed, in the system are found in apples. And then the malic acid found in apples, that also helps with inflammation. And it's really beneficial for people with fibromyalgia, is the malic acid that comes from apples. Hot peppers, add those to your diet. They get the blood moving in this cold weather. I'll tell you what, if you're going out to have to feed animals and we're out there and shoveling walks for too long, sprinkle some cayenne pepper down in your shoes. Keep your feet warm.
Really?
Keep your feet warm. Allows you to carry on and do what you need to do outside. So,
well, I did do the, when I hit my head the other night, and you told me to do the cayenne pepper. I went home and I manned up.
Yeah.
I chugged it down.
Keep that circulation going. It also it checks internal hemorrhaging.
So for what people are wondering what I'm talking about, I was working here in the office Sunday night. I turned around and I nailed this cast iron pipe going across the ceiling of this wall, and I almost knocked myself out. I mean, I saw blackness for a few seconds. I mean, I didn't go down, but it definitely wobbled me.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I mean, I was seriously confused.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously confused, man. I mean, because my saw that I've used for years, I couldn't figure out how to close it and get it locked down, and I'm wait a minute, I've done this thousands of times. I seriously
hold a meaning to the rang your bell.
Well, it definitely rang my bell.
And then you were saying your ears.
My hands were hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Man, my wrist hurts today. Hurts like heck. I don't understand why.
Well, I think that what happened is, like I talked with you about going to see a chiropractor, because when you came up and you kind of compressed that, you hit your head so hard and compressed those vertebrae, you can get what's called a subluxation, where the vertebrae gets misaligned a little bit. And what that does is every single vertebrae, there's nerve bundles that come off of that. And so having a problem with, say, your arms, your wrists, that has to do with your upper thoracic area, like right above your shoulder blades where they come together.
Okay, that makes sense, because
if that compresses that down, then that's going to narrow the pathway with that nerve bundle. And it's going to interfere with the nerve supply flow to that area of your body. Chiropractors are wonderful. And when it comes to bones, other than a broken bone, the really, with my family and where I start when it comes to bones, is a chiropractor. before thinking ever about going to a orthopedic